episode of Corey Learnings. Justin, I hear Bitcoin might be going mainstream. Give us a little lowdown here.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, so there's some murmurs, some rumblings here in the finance world. So Brian Brooks, who apparently is the acting comptroller of the currency, which I had to definitely look up because I had no idea what that meant. He stated that regulations for crypto could be coming sooner rather than later. So just for
What's
everyone's
that mean?
knowledge here, yeah. So first off, for everyone's knowledge, just to prove that he is actually a reputable source, the acting comptroller of the currency is he's someone that supervises nearly 1,200 national banks, federal savings associations, and federal branches of agencies for foreign banks that conduct approximately 70% of all banking business in the U.S. So he can be trusted. He knows finance fairly well, like about the same as us. Um,
So you're saying I
anyway,
can't put comptroller of currency on my LinkedIn profile?
I don't think you can do that. No. So yeah, so he's one, like I said, one of the top financial regulators in the United States. He's basically saying that there's clarity coming on crypto regulation. Now that regulation isn't going to be started in the near future, but it's the clarity of that is and the setup for that is coming as soon as the next 6 weeks, according to him. He seems to be okay with cryptocurrency, which is kind of weird coming from a banking standpoint.
No, I don't
Um,
think it's that weird. You're seeing more and more uh, institutional investors and financial companies actually get in on Bitcoin now. I think it's not seen as something you paid for pizza with, 8 years ago or whatever that one story was.
right? Yeah. From a long time ago when it was worth in the hundreds probably. When people were like, "What is crypto?" I still don't understand what crypto is fully, but we got a little more knowledge on it, I think, and it's become more
Well, I think
mainstream.
that, and I think people are now starting to say it's the digital gold, and
Yeah.
that's how you're starting to see a lot of people see it, especially because I've seen recently a lot of people, especially in this most recent bull run of Bitcoin over the past roughly month, that it's actually a lot of long term investors in Bitcoin. It's not what you'd imagine of some dude in his basement trading
Yeah,
Bitcoin
exactly.
throughout the day. It's somebody who's like, all right, I'm just going to use that as an inflation hedge, or because
Yeah.
everyone else has it, and I think it's going to go to, wow, you search the interweb and you'll see 8,000 different targets for Bitcoin of what it could reach at any day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the alt thing to do anymore in the finance world. Like you said, the 30-year-old in his basement, playing video games, probably surfing the dark web once
No,
every
because
week
now
or
you can
so.
just hop on Cash App and buy shit with it.
Yeah, exactly. And so to that as well, PayPal just allowed users to buy and sell crypto on their platform.
Venmo.
That's directly following Square, who did it very recently too. So yeah, it's becoming very widely used. If you didn't already know it was before, it's not the sketchy thing to do anymore that could make or break you. I mean, it still might, but it did hit its all-time high or close to all-time high of $19,915 on December 1st, which
And
is
what happened the
crazy.
last time it got to that level?
It tanked,
Tanked.
tanked. But apparently, with the clarity, it still may not have reached its all time high. So
Yeah, no. I'm
maybe
just saying in general, it's like it's not a super stable asset, right? By any means.
no, but it's not. It's one of those things you don't want to hold for a couple of days or weeks or whatever. It's like you said, it's a backing. It's like the digital gold, like you said. Maybe still scares
But
me.
but so you're saying that it finally, it might be regulated because it's been linked to some shady dealings and some criminal enterprise here in the past.
It has, yeah, exactly. So that is what is initiating this regulation for sure. And and since it was the alternative thing to do before, what kind of a lot of people still think of it as, a lot of people are thinking this is gonna deter people from buying Bitcoin, but don't think that's the case, especially according to Mr. Brooks. He thinks it's gonna spur you further on money managers and all that stuff, not just the weird people. try and get in on it, early. It's
Weird people
become
are
it's
richer
amazing.
than you are now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they believed in Bitcoin.
Hey, you don't know that I didn't get in on Bitcoin, 8 years ago.
I
No,
remember I had heard of it. Didn't know even what it was or how to get it, or that it would one day get up to nearly 19,000 plus
yeah,
a Bitcoin.
but yeah, and the worry that with regulation that it's gonna that people are gonna ban Bitcoin, that's basically been totally debunked. Like if they're getting involved, it's Bitcoin's not gonna be banned just because they're able to regulate and control this thing and see that there's some shady stuff going on. I'm sure there will be some stuff uncovered, but and
Oh, there already
it'll
has been
stop.
plenty of shady stuff,
Yeah,
price manipulations, everything. But I think the larger point of why this is probably going to be a net benefit for society is it's going to take away all the hesitancy, not all the
exactly.
hesitancy.
Not all.
It's an asset you can't see, but it'll take away the hesitancy of what happens if I just log into my account and it's no longer there, stolen or something, or it crashed because somebody was committing massive fraud on one side or something like that, and or price manipulations things. And also, it's not just Bitcoin. There are a lot of different alt and cryptocurrencies out there.
Yeah, yeah, this is all crypto. It's not just regulating Bitcoin. You're right, but Bitcoin is the main one people think of for sure.
Yeah,
I
Bitcoin
don't
is
know if I can name any
Bitcoin is the
major one.
Google. It's the verb.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not really a verb,
Kleenex.
but
Yeah,
it's the
Kleenex
brand
and
name
tissue.
that everyone when when you say it, everyone knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess I'll ask you this: Are you invested in Bitcoin at all? Have
I'm
you gotten
not.
in the
It's
game?
just it's too expensive for my not taste.
Well,
Just
you don't have
my
to buy a full Bitcoin.
I'd rather invest in an ETF that was more about crypto in general, like a thematic ETF, rather than putting a ton of, literally thousands of dollars into an asset that is not tied to anything of actual value or like of tangible value, and is extremely volatile. You have to remember, this year Bitcoin was worth 3,000. What's stopping it from going back there potentially again? I'm not saying it will,
Yeah.
but what is there a barrier that's literally stopping it? No, and there's not. I do own part of a gold ETF, but there's nothing stopping from that dropping either. But I'm also willing to just have that as an inflation hedge when this is the same shit that the Spanish were literally sinking vessels to get across the Atlantic
Yeah, that's got
Ocean.
100 years of history to it, whereas
Yeah,
Bitcoin's
got
only
some historical
ancient.
precedents. I do think crypto, I would say I'm a crypto bull, but not one of those that is buying it hand over fist and thinking it's going to 800,000, in the next year or something like that, or 2 years. I think it'll appreciate in time, and it's going to get more widespread adoption. I think it's good that regulation is going to come to it, because when you're talking about financial products and instruments, you have a lot of room for fraud manipulation of people that either don't understand the product or instrument, or just allowing criminal enterprises to flourish with an untraceable things, which makes it harder for law enforcement to track the money, which is what they do when they're tracking, especially large crime syndicates. So now that I'm all law and order Pate right now and regulated, but no, it's good to have financial regulation, when that way people don't get screwed. Is my entire thesis on it.
Right. So the real question is, with this regulation, are we still gonna be able to mine Bitcoin? Is that even still a thing? Do you know?
Yeah, when you're mining Bitcoin, it's literally creating Bitcoin. Who knows? We have to see what the regulation is.
Is our first big purchase as a Corey Learnings, is that going to be to buy a Bitcoin miner? I think that's a great investment, honestly.
No.
Damn it.
We've run it past the accounting team, and
Uh,
they didn't even open the email. They just sent it straight to junk.
no, that's just rude.
It is rude, but they're rude people. So because they don't.
I don't like that guy. I feel like I know him. I think he might do some stuff with me on the side. He might have played baseball with me or something. I don't know.
Doesn't sound familiar.
What a dick.
No, so we'll have to see what happens with the crypto regulation coming out. We'll probably talk about it again, I would imagine. I just think it's a good sign you're seeing the governmental aspect take notice of it, and hopefully can take away, like I said, some hesitancies around people investing in it.
Totally agree.
Bitcoin ballers. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, everything. Watch on YouTube. Check the link or check the podcast link for the YouTube link if you want to watch. We'll see you next time.